Hello and welcome to the CHING, and this is the second episode, and I'm your host, William. Today we are going to talk about the river map. As you can see over here, this magnificent picture of the river map. Now we are going to begin with a story that involves both the river map and a very famous character I mentioned last time, which is Fuxi. Now Fuxi lived 7,500 years ago, and he was a tribal leader. That's why we say his name is Fuxi Shi. I'll just write it down for you to make it more clear. So his name is, as you can see here, Fuxi. This is his sort of translation. Fuxi. This is his name. So we say Fuxi Shi. Now this word Shi, it means as in tribe. So the tribe of Fuxi. So this would mean that he was a tribal leader. And so this tribal leader was one of the first people, or the first person, the first saint to help make the Book of Changes. And so this magnificent and very complicated person is going to be in this story I'm about to tell you. This story will involve this and Fuxi Shi, this river map. And so Fuxi Shi is this great tribal leader. He was also a weather predictor. A weather forecaster. He was able to forecast weathers in order for people to hunt more effectively. And so, story is that one of these days, this sunny day, you can imagine it, he was walking by the banks of the magnificent Yellow River, and then suddenly this thing pops up of the river. And this thing is a beast. And by the direct translation, we know it's something called a dragon horse. So it has sort of the basic body shape of a horse with dragon wings. And so on the back of this dragon horse thingy, and Fuxi saw this. It was carved onto the back of that monster like a tattoo. So Fuxi, thinking this was very mysterious, noted it down. He sort of just carved it into the sand or something. And so he remembered this diagram. And so this diagram became very important because it was the thing that helped Fuxi to develop the pre-time A trigrams. So now you can see this is a very basic diagram. So you can see it is made of black and white dots. White dots, black dots, black dots, white dots, black dots, etc. So you can see it's sort of sliced up into 3 layers. We have the inner layer, the outer layer, and the outmost layer. So it might seem very complicated at first sight, but once you break it down, it's really easy. So over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't need to count them, I already did. So we can see now that this in numbers will look something like I'm sorry. Wrong. Oh, and by the way, the center is 5, as you can see here. So 5. So then we have the outer layer, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9. So the 5 goes into the center. So it's really basic if you see it here. All you have to remember is the inner circle is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the outer circle is 6, 7, 8, 9. So the least number, the smallest number within the layer is down, the next is 7, then 8, 9. So it's a very easy sequence to follow. Now, you might wonder what these black and white dots mean. What are they? What's so important? Why did he put them in black and white dots? Well, easy. I believe most people know what these two are. Well, if you don't, this is yang. And this is yin. Just to make it more clear. So this is simply one straight line, 2 lines, 2 separated lines. This is what this is. So yang, let me just write that here. This is yin. This single line simply is represented by this, while this broken up line is represented by this. So we can start with something like 1. This is 1 yang. This is 2 yin. And you can go on doing that. And if you look at the picture, you sort of see a pattern. See, yang always appears in odd numbers. 1, 3, this is 7, this is 9. Always appears in odd numbers. While we can see that yin numbers such as 2, 4, 6, 8 appear in even numbers. So this tells us that yang is represented in odd numbers, while yin is represented by even numbers. Very simple, right? And now this and the yang and yin are sort of like the building blocks of the whole of the book of changes. So this is very important for you to understand. And now we move on to the next part. So Fuxi discovered the river map. He turned the river map into something wholly different. He, through the help of the river map, made the pre-time 8 trigrams. Now why are they called the 8 trigrams? Is because each trigram is made up of 3 layers. For example, this one. 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. Now we can see this is made up wholly of yang. And this symbol or trigram simply means heaven or sky. Another basic one is simply 3 layers of broken lines, which is 3 layers of yin and what we call earth. Now, I believe I mentioned earlier that there was a difference between the pre-time 8 trigrams and the post-time 8 trigrams. These two are all consist of the same 8 trigrams, except they are ordered differently. I'll show you to that in a second. So, I'll be drawing the 8 trigrams right over here. So, in the middle we have the Taiji. And then we sort of have these axes helping us to draw. You can see now there's altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on top we have heaven, bottom earth. I'm drawing the pre-time 8 trigrams. Notice that. Now this is thunder. This is mountain. Fire, water, and then we have ocean, sea, lake, and then we have in the end wind. This is what the pre-time 8 trigram sort of looks like. So maybe just connect that. Might have looked a little better. My drawing skills aren't that good. So as you can see, this is a basic example. Now these 8 will be soon reorganized to form the post-8 trigrams. So we know that this is heaven, this is earth. Over here, this is thunder. Thunder. Now you can see, why is it written like that, you might think. Well, easy, because this the sequence is simply, you can think of it as a person standing in the middle looking at each way on a 2-dimensional scale, of course. So if the person looks this way, it would seem that it looked like this. This is why you have to draw it this way. Same with this, and just same with these two. These two are the special ones. Now this is thunder. You can think of it as thunder ripping through the ground until it reaches the bottom level. Over here we have mountain. Now, easy way to remember this is if you connect it sort of like this, sort of does look like a mountain. Or an upside down ball for that matter. Then we have water, which looks like, fire, which looks like this. Then water, which looks like this. So, fire, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin. As I believe I've taught you. So there are a difference between this and this. They are very similar because this represents water, more of the element water, Well, this triagram symbols the more lake or river or ocean is the embodiment of water. So we have the last one, which is this, which in case is called wind. These are the 8 phenomenons that Fuxi saw during his time, so he made them into the 8 triagrams over here. And so, but most of all, he connected what he saw with this, the river map. So in the end, he made this, the pre-time 8 triagrams. We will explain to you how he made this in future sessions. And so, thank you all for listening, and see you next time.